Welcome everybody to the SAMstream software demo. This is the overview of the software that helps with government contracting. So whether you are a government contractor already or it's something that you're just getting into, this piece of software is going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to do three things. It is going to find projects for you and send them straight to you so that you don't have to go look for those anymore. It is also going to be able to show you of the pricing for those projects if they've been done before or something similar to help you figure out your pricing. And then when you're ready to bid on a project, this software is actually going to do 80 to 90% of the paperwork for you, saving you a lot of time, which time is money. We all know that. Now, if you are not registered as a government contractor already, the two things you need to have is you need to have a business with an EIN, which in most states costs about $100. Then you need to get registered with sam.gov. Getting registered with sam.gov is 100% free, and you can always go to our website, samstream.ai, and click the button that says Become a Contractor. There is a comprehensive guide here that takes you through it step by step to get your registration done as easy and as fast as possible. Now, once you're registered, or if you're looking to start your free trial with SAMstream, you're going to have to start with logging in. So up here on the corner, there is the login button. And also, this is just the overview of the software. There is a whole learning center right here, and we add videos all the time breaking down specific pieces of this software. So this is going to give you a really, really good overview of exactly how the software works, how to find projects, how to figure out the pricing, and how to bid on those. But in the learning center, there is a whole plethora of other videos that will break down each piece and breaking down different aspects of government contracting too. So you can always go there and look. So the very first time you are logging in to either start your free trial or logging into SAMstream, you will have to hit the login. Now, the very first time you're logging in, we will need to create an account. So you will hit go to the dashboard, and it's going to take you here to the sign in. If you already have created an account, you can put your email and your password in, or you will need to click need an account. You'll put in your email, you'll put in your phone number, you'll put in your password twice, and you will hit sign up. It will automatically email you a confirmation link to the email that you put into the sign up page. You will need to go there, click that confirmation, and then it will bring you back to the sign-in page, and you can put in your credentials and log in. The very first time that you log into SAMstream, this is going to all be locked. There's going to be locks on all of the features over here, and you will not be able to access those until you start your free trial. At the very top, you can choose monthly or yearly. Now, I always suggest to people start with monthly. It's not going to charge you anything. This software is 100% free to use for 7 days to see if it makes sense for you and your company. And then after that, it's month to month. So I always just suggest to people start with monthly unless you know you want to just start with the yearly plan. For the first 7 days, it's going to be totally free. You can cancel at any time. You can pause your subscription at any time. But after the 7 days, after your free trial, your subscription is going to start. So just be aware of that. You will have to put your credentials in. Once you put those in for the 7-day free trial, everything will unlock. So on the dashboard, there are several ways to get help, you guys. What I usually suggest is, obviously you're watching this demo video. You can also come over here and reserve your seat for our free webinar that we do every single Sunday, where we teach people how to use the software and start their free trials. There's also the demo video here, which is exactly what you're watching right now. I always suggest get your account set up as much as you can per this training video. Then come here to the SAMstream one-on-one button and book a free personalized software demo and account setup. What I always tell people is get your account set up as much as you can, then book a one-on-one with us. And one of our professionals will go through your account with you and do a screen share, and we will fine-tune everything. We will make sure that everything is set up absolutely perfect and you are ready to find projects and everything is specialized specially to you, and you're ready to bid on projects. So you can always book a one-on-one. Watch this here. Also, Our email is here. You can always email us at any time, and we're very quick to respond. Also, we have our phone number here. You can always shoot us a text or give us a call. We are more than happy to help. Always leave a message or send us a text message for the quickest reply. So those two options are there. Also, you can come here and click on the AI chat. And we have a chat bot here that will walk you through anything or any questions that you possibly have about the software in general. So if you don't know how to use a piece of one of the tabs, having some confusion on something, always ask the AI chatbot here. Also, if you have questions about government contracting in general, you can also ask here. If you've got questions about forms, what are they asking by these terms? Any of those things you can put into the AI chat, and it is very, very helpful. So we've got several ways to get help. Now, for those of you that want super specialized help, not just with the software, but you want one of us to actually go through a project with you and help you bid it from top to bottom. You want us to help you look and figure out pricing and tell you what we would do, helping figure out subcontractors, helping figure out where to sign on the forms. We also do one-on-one counseling. That is at an hourly rate. And you can book straight to my calendar or to Andrew's calendar. One of us that have been government contractors for a long time will actually sit down with you and give you that one-on-one help. So that is something new that we have also provided, so you can do that. So we've got our several ways to get help, and we've got our demo video here. And then also remember, we also have our rest of our tutorial series that we are adding to by the week. And also you can find that at SAMstream.ai under the Learning Center. So the very first time we are logging into the software, we've put in our credentials. Let's do some searching. Now, what is the difference between searching with SAMstream and searching on sam.gov, which sam.gov is free? The biggest difference is with sam.gov, when you're putting in a key term for a search, it is only searching for that key term specifically. What we're doing is we've gotten permission from sam.gov and we've integrated with them. And we pull information from their server every single day. And we use AI Smart Search to search through these different terms, and it actually reads the descriptions and comes to an assessment on whether those search terms make sense for you and your company. So the first thing is, I want to set up a search. Let's say I have a company, and once again, you guys, this works for literally any industry in the world. You can put in these key terms, and we can save these specific to your company. So I'm going to say I have a janitorial company. I have a janitorial company, and I am looking for janitorial projects. And I'm going to cast a super, super wide net. So I'm just looking for anything janitorial over the whole world because I want to subcontract these out. Now, using these filters, we can filter down by anything that you want to, you guys. If you only want to see things in certain cities, in certain states, you only want to work in certain states. If you only want to work in certain zip codes, you can do the same for countries. We can filter these down by about 30 different filters. If you only want to work for certain departments, if you want to do set-asides, if you only want to see things that are set aside for veterans or women or minorities, a local area, 8A, any of these things, we can set all of these filters. I'm going to cast a super wide net, you guys, and I'm going to say I want to see anything in the United States that has to do with janitorial. So I'm going to set the United States, and I have set my search term as janitorial. So the first thing that I want to do before I go look at any of these opportunities so that I can bid on them is I want to go ahead and go over here and I want to add this to an auto search. What this does is this sends this over to our auto search field. And what this is going to do, which once again is very different than sam.gov, is any time that a janitorial project comes up in the United States, I'm going to add this to my auto search. And now you can see I have janitorial set for the United States. Anytime that a project comes up for janitorial in the USA or any of the other filters that I've set, it's going to send these straight to me. So it's going to send me an email and give me a notification and say, hey, Nick, there's a new janitorial project. you need to go check out. And I can go straight to my notifications here, and it'll send me an email, and it's going to send these over here. And it's going to give me all these different criteria. Now, I've also set a auto search for fabrication, metal cabinet countertops on site. I've also set one for construction. I've also set one for transportation, trash, and landscaping, transportation services, HVAC, real estate. You can set as many of these auto searches as you want so that you get alerted about any of those projects. So now, we have set janitorial to our search term. The very first time that we're doing this, we can see it gave us 260 different projects that are available through sam.gov. Now, what I want to do is I want to set these so I'm only seeing things that I'm able to bid on. So I'm going to change the response date to anything from today off into the future. And I'm going to hit done. And that narrows it down quite a bit. So we've got 82 different projects that are available. Now, one beautiful thing that we've done also that is very different from sam.gov. A lot of the time, the United States government will put out these super long, drawn out descriptions. What I've done is we've made it so that we can summarize these descriptions. And at the click of the button, we can summarize exactly what the United States government is asking for in a quick overview so that I can see if this is something I even want to bid on. Once again, I can see the response date. I've got till the 11th. It's the 8th today. I've got enough time. The government wants to buy janitorial services in Island Rock Ranger District in Idaho. The contractor needs to provide labor, supervision, equipment, supplies, except for the government-furnished items. And it's for cleaning floors, carpets, trash removal, restroom cleaning for a 4,500 square foot building with 2 bathrooms and 3 entryways and 15 rooms. So this is definitely something that is in my realm because I have crews in Idaho, or I can get somebody in Idaho. And I'm going to remove this really quick. So I can get somebody in Idaho. So now that I've gone through this and there's something I'm interested in, I'm going to hit add to favorites. And that's going to save it over to my favorites tab so that I can come back to it anytime that I want. Now also, as soon as I've added this to my favorites tab, anytime something changes with this project, if they change the response date, if they add amendments to it, if they add paperwork, anything changes with this, or if it gets awarded, or it closes, or something, they do away with it, I'm going to know that this solicitation, something changed with it. So as soon as I add it to my favorites, I'm going to get alerted. Now, if you're going through your high-graded list from your notifications, you could keep going, or when you're ready to do a deeper dive into a project and have a look, we can do that here with View Details. So once we get into View Details, what we've done is we've piped in all the information along with extra information from the government site that is pertinent to you, to this project, and potentially to your company. So as we come down here, we can see we've got the solicitation number, the title, we've got the primary contact, WIT, we've got the primary contact's email. These are the people that we'll be getting a hold of if we have any questions, and if a phone number is able to be gotten, it will also add another one here on this specific project. There is no phone number, but it's brought that in. It's given us the full description of the project and the summarized description. We have brought in any history that has to do with this project. So you can see here on the opportunity history, we are on the most recent, which is highlighted, and so that we know we're looking at the most the newest version of this project. Now, all of the different attachments are all here for this specific solicitation. Now, once again, the difference between us and sam.gov is sam.gov, any of these projects, any of these attachments that you want to look at, you have to download every single one of them and open them in your computer to be able to view them. Now, what we've done is you can still download these documents if you want, or you can go straight into our viewer and view any of these documents straight from our server. So what we've done is we've saved all these documents so that you can come through here, you can take a look, and you can get a better idea if this is something you actually want to bid on, so that you're not downloading all of the documents and looking through every single one. So we can come through here, we can take a look at any of these documents that are available, and we can view all of these straight through SAMstream instead of looking at them on our computer. Because once you're doing this constantly, you'll be clogging up your computer. Like I said, you can download these if you want, or you can go through and just view these. We've also piped in any tier information on this project and where it's taking place, archive dates, any set-asides that are part of this project, NAICS codes, where it's actually taking place, and we have also put a link on here. If you want to go straight to sam.gov and view this project on sam.gov, you can go straight to the link here and go straight to the government site and have a look at this if you want to. So we're going to say that we've gone through this project. We've looked at all the documents. This is definitely something we want to bid on. So now all we need to do is hit this button over here that says create bid packet, and it will send it straight over to our bid packet management system. And now our bid packet has successfully been created. So since this is our very first time using SAMstream, we now have set up our search and our auto search. So we're going to be getting projects that we want to see. I don't have to go look for these on a daily basis anymore. Now we need to teach the software who we are as a company so that it can help us bid on these projects. So there's 3 different parts to that. The first thing we want to do is we want to go to team members. Now, team members is anybody that is going to be a major part of a project, which usually includes clerical people, administrative, managers, or yourself. So this is physical people we're talking about, actual human beings, not your company, not quite yet, or subcontractors that we plan on using. So it's very straightforward. When we add a person, all you do is click add a person, go through, fill out the boxes. What is their name? What is their contact information? Do they have certifications and licenses? Do they have security clearance? Now, if you don't have any certifications and licenses or any security clearance, that's totally fine, you guys. Leave these boxes empty. But you do need to give us a background on that employee or on yourself. The more that you teach the software, the more information you give us, the better job it's going to do. What we're going to do with these team members is when we're creating a bid packet, we are going to add them to a job and give them a job, and the software is going to write them into the project. So once again, you give a background, whether you give a sentence or a whole biography, the more you give us, the better. The title, role, years of experience, and years with the company. You're going to save that, and you can start building up those profiles. Same with subcontractors. If you're using subcontractors for projects, and they're going to be part of a project, this is where you can add their information. So very straightforward, same information. It's a little bit more in depth when you go into subcontractors, and you're going to give some contact information, secondary contact. Where are they located? Are they registered with SAM? What are the services they offer? How long they've been in business? Insurance and bonding coverages. Once again, you guys, if they don't have set-asides, if you don't know their bonding insurance capacities, that's fine. You can leave those blank, but make sure you give us a good overview of the services they offer and their company values, and you'll go ahead and save that, and you can start building up those profiles. Now, if it's just you in the company, don't be worried about it. Just build a profile for yourself. You don't necessarily have to have a long list of team management. This just makes it easier when you're writing proposals. Now, same with past performance. Once again, those of you that don't have past performance, it's all right. There's plenty of projects you can bid on that don't require it, and you can start building these up. Also, if you're using subcontractors, you are allowed to use their past performance on projects to qualify for that project, and I've done that before. Now, same thing. When you do have projects that you've done, whether they're for the government or whether they're for the private sector, corporate sector, any of those, this is where you can start building that up. And as we need to add these to projects, we can add these as we need to. So you just hit add new. Once again, very straightforward. Add the title of the project, the point of contact. Who are they going to contact to verify that you did a good job? How do they get a hold of them? Who was it for? A description of the project, start date, completion date, initial cost, final cost, any major issues, and some more information. And then also if there is any feedback from the point of contact or the person you did this job for, put that in here, and then you can save these. And all this does is put these into a really nice formatted document so that somebody can come get a quick look, see who, what, where, when, how was done in those projects, and you can start building those up. Now, the most important thing, if you don't have team members and you don't have past performance, you can go straight to bid packets. This is where we need to teach the software who you are as a company. Now, you are not going to be able to bid on any projects until you complete these 3 documents up here, and you have to start with core data. Core data is the core information on your company. Now, we've got a fictitious company here, Nick's Contracting Company. I am the primary contact. I'm the owner. Here is my contact information. I also have a secondary contact who's my business partner, Andrew. He is also the owner, and here's his contact information. Here's where we're located. Yes, we are registered with sam.gov. Now, if you're not registered with sam.gov and you want to use this to bid on other projects, you can use this software for any of that, and I will show you how here in a minute. So we are registered with sam.gov. Here's our credentials. Here's how long we've been in business. Here's our insurance, our set-asides, a little bit of a company background on ourselves, some company values, and what we hold dear and true to our company, and we save that information. Once again, you guys, the more information you give us on your company, and a lot of the time I'll write something out like this, and I will take this and drop it into ChatGPT and just say, give me a good company background, and then copy and paste it back into here. Now, the more you give us, the better job it's going to do when we are writing proposals for you. But we'll put the company background in here, and then same with some company values and information about our company. We will save that. Once that's saved, you will be able to create your root cover letter. There will be a blue button here. You will just hit generate document. It'll take about 60 seconds, and it will bring up a root cover letter. A root cover letter is the very top of our bid packets, the very first thing that a contracting officer, contracting specialist, or a review board is going to see. It's a quick glimpse of who we are as a company and a little bit of information about us and that we are registered with sam.gov. We are currently active. We acknowledge all amendments associated with this project, and our reps and certs are up to date. Every time we bid on a project, this is going to change. This is just the root document, you guys. So once you create the root cover letter, we need to create a capability statement. You're going to hit the blue button. Once again, to generate, you're going to fill in a couple of the blanks, and then it's going to create a capability statement for you in about 60 seconds. For those of you that don't know what a capability statement is, a capability statement is a resume for your company. It's an expanded business card. It gives someone a quick look at who you are, what services you offer, and a little bit of information about your company, and just gives them a quick glimpse and an overview of who you guys are. And these are very, very important to have a capability statement that accompanies every single proposal that we send in. And I will tell you why here in just a little bit. So once we've created all 3 of these, the software knows who we are and ready to bid on some projects. So if you remember, the very first thing when we were looking at the opportunity, I clicked create bid packet, and you can see the Island Ranger District bid packet is in here, and we can bid on it. This is where we're going to go through, and we are going to create some documents. The very first thing I start off with is a technical proposal. 99% of the time, the government is looking for lowest price, technically acceptable. Now, that lowest price can be inflated by quite a bit compared to normal markets. But the second part of that is they want the best price, but they also want you to explain to them why you are a good candidate to do this, and that you understand exactly what they're asking for in this solicitation. So what we'll do is we will hit generate document, which will bring it to here. What we are going to do now is the software already knows who we are as a company. I want to link a team member. If you remember, we had Jim here, and I'm going to say Jim is going to be the head of operations. Head of operations. I'm going to link the bid packet, and this is where if I was using a subcontractor, I could link them too. Now our software knows who we are. It knows that Jim is going to be the head of operations for this project. Now I need to hit fetch attachments, which goes back to our server, talks to all of the documents that we have for this project, and it pulls them into here. Now, a bunch of these I know that I don't necessarily need, but if you are just doing this first time or you're doing it, you could just hit go, but for the sake of the demo, I am going to have this go a little bit quicker, so I know I can get rid of a couple of these. The wage determination, statement of work is really what I need, and the consigned synopsis, and the subcontractor form. So now it knows what documents we're bidding on. It knows what job we're bidding on. It knows who's working the job. Now we just have to hit generate. There's one thing right here. There is a toggle where we can toggle between simple and advanced. Most of the time on most projects, I'm just going to generate a simple technical proposal. That's going to give us a 5 to 10 page document in about 4 minutes. Advanced is, the only time I use advanced is if I need a 10 to 20 to 30 page technical proposal. And let's say I've got 5 subcontractors. I'm doing a building project and I've got people doing earthwork. I've got a concrete person. I've got framers. I've got electricians, and I've got plumbers. That's when I'm going to use advanced. So most of the time I'm going to use it simple. I've given it the documents. I've given it our team members. All I do is hit generate, and the software goes straight to work generating this technical proposal specific to us, specific to this project. So as you can see, it said it added it to the queue, and you can see the wheel is turning. So I'm going to go ahead and back up really quick, because there's one thing I skipped over, and I did it on purpose so that we could get our technical proposal generating. So if you remember, when we were in the view details on this specific solicitation, now we were looking over it to see if it was something we wanted to bid on. We were looking at all of our paperwork to see exactly what was needed so that we could make our decision. The one thing that we skipped over is this button over here. There is this button that says try to find pricing. What this button does is we have categorized and archived all of the historical data that the government has posted on their spending. If this contract has been done before, our AI will go dig through the archives that we have put away, and it will try to find this project if it was done before. So what we do is we hit try to find pricing, and our AI goes straight to work digging through the archives and pulling up any pertinent information that has to do with this project. So as it comes up here, boom, we can see we've got several different search results, almost 1 million, but the very first one to come up is Island Park Ranger District, and another Island Park Ranger District, and that is beautiful. So we've got 2 things that it's pulled from the archives. We can see the award amount. Somebody did this for $18,000 back in 2016, and we can see who it was awarded to and where they were. We can also go through and look at the view details, and we can go back through and look at all the historical data and see, did anything change in this project since then? Now, as we go through the history again, we can see this was awarded again in 2022, and it went for almost double what it went for last time. So $31,750, and it was a new company that was awarded. So this just starts to give us a little bit of a glimpse, you guys, into exactly what the government has been spending for this specific project in the past. Now, this is another thing that differs greatly from sam.gov. If I wanted to go through and find this old archive data in sam.gov to pull these 2 projects up, this probably would have taken me at least an hour to be able to dig through the archives and pull these up. And as you can see, we pulled these up in less than 60 seconds. Now, if you also want to go see what janitorial work has been done in the past, you can search through the records for janitorial. And once again, you guys, you can go through the filters. If you want to see in Idaho different projects that have award notices from the past, we can go through and we can start seeing all of these different projects that have closed with the government, when, who was awarded, and exactly what they did for those projects. Now, the archive search works for any products, literally any industry that you want. You want to see t-shirts and see what the government's been paying for t-shirts. You can do deep dive on that. If you want to go through and see how much the government's been paying for hats or pencils or paper clips or roofing or flooring or painting or pressure washing, any of those things, you can go dig through our archive search and pull up all that information. So that's hugely, hugely valuable when we're bidding on projects. So let's go back to our bid packets and take a look. And you can see our technical proposal is done. I think that was about 3.5 minutes, and it wrote us our technical proposal. The next thing I want to do is I want to get our project-specific cover letter going. So I'm going to hit generate. The software already knows exactly who we're writing this to and the information about it. If you're using a subcontractor, you could say a little something about that, or different services that you normally don't offer, you could put that in here, and also how long your proposal is good for. And you just hit generate, and it goes straight to work. It takes about 60 seconds to do that. So let's take a look at our technical proposal that SAMstream wrote for us in, like I said, I think that was about 3.5, 4 minutes. So it wrote us a beautiful 8-page document here, you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom this out just a little tiny bit. It knows the title of the project, the solicitation number. The one thing you have to pay attention to, you guys, is the AI is not a mind reader, and it doesn't know dates. It knows the date that this is due, but it does not know the date that you're sending it in. So the one thing you have to pay attention to with the AI is dates, and if you're sending this in early, you are going to want to go ahead and change those dates. So it wrote us an executive summary. Let the contracting officer or the committee know that we are very pleased to submit a proposal for the Rock Island Ranger District Janitorial Services. It gave them a project overview, lets them know that we understand exactly what's going on with this project and what they want done. It gives a background on our company and lets them know why we are a good candidate to bid on this job, lets them know a little bit about us and why we are bidding on this, and some of our skills. It lets them know methodology and exactly how we are going to approach and what methods we're going to use for this project. A schedule of work. Our software knows exactly what our daily tasks are, hourly tasks, weekly, biannually, any of those things during this 5-month cleaning project. It knows all of that. It also knows any equipment and materials that we're going to be using for this project and lets the government know that we understand that. It lets them know any safety and environmental concerns, any OSHA standards, any PPE that's required, any low VOC organic compounds that need to be used for cleaning. Our software knows all that because it read this project and is putting that into our words for us. Our team composition. If you remember, we wrote Jim in here as our lead of our head of operations. It lets them know why we're choosing Jim for this project. Lets them know a background on Jim and why he is the best candidate to be overseeing this job. It also does a section on logistics and mobilization with start dates, review dates, so on and so forth. Any quality assurance plans. If we are supposed to be keeping a track record and keeping logs, the software knows that we are supposed to do that and will relay that to the government. Any communication plans. If we're supposed to check in on a weekly basis, a daily basis, monthly, any of those things, turn those logs in. The software knows that and reiterates that to the government. Any legal compliances that are part of this project, it does a section on that. Same with insurance and bonding coverages for it, licenses and certifications that are required for the project, and then also any additional considerations and a beautiful closing statement on why we are the very best candidate to complete this job for the government, you guys. So, like I said, it gave us a beautiful 8-page technical proposal specific to us, specific to this project, in under 4.5 minutes. This is something that would have taken me at least a day to write by hand. I have had plenty of projects that have taken me a week to write on bigger ends of projects, so this is a huge time saver. Now, if you have technical proposals that you've written before and you'd rather have our software write in your style, or you have a technical proposal that somebody else has written and you'd rather have it right in that style. You can use our document architect here, you guys, and you can upload your own technical proposal straight into here. You can name this your tech proposal, and you can hit generate layout. Our software in 60 seconds will read through your technical proposal, figure out exactly how you write, and it will make that a default writer for you so that you can write in your own style. If you don't want to use our default, you can toggle between those. We have people using our document architect to write grants. We have them writing safety plans, evacuation plans, all kinds of different plans specific to different projects. So the software is fully customizable. So if you remember, we got our cover letter going. I'm going to go ahead and generate my email. The software knows all the pertinent information. It already knows who we're writing it to. I just hit generate. So if you remember our cover letter is the very top of every single bid packet that we send in. And it's just a formal introduction to the contracting officer, lets them know how to get a hold of us. Once again, pay attention to dates, lets them know how to get a hold of us, lets them know that we are registered and active with SAM. We acknowledge all amendments, and our reps and certs are up to date, and to please reach out if there's any missing information. So once again, this is just the very top. This is custom to the project that we're bidding on, and it created that for us in about 30 seconds. Same with our email, which is done here. So we've done our technical proposal. We've done our cover letter. Now we need to fill out our documents. We need to sign the proper documents, and we need to put in our pricing. So we used to, with sam.gov, have to download all of the documents, upload them to a document filler, or print them off, wet ink them, and then scan them back in to put them in. We have taken all of that out, and you just hit the fill attachments. Once again, fetch attachments, which we are pulling all of the attachments straight from our server and uploading them into the document filler. So when we come back into here, we can go through here and we can choose which documents that we want to fill out. So I'm going to go ahead and close several of these out because I know there's one of these that I want. I'm going to upload now, and now I can go straight here, hit the pencil, and we go right into our document filler. And we can electronically fill out any of these documents, and we can electronically sign all of these documents, which is a huge, huge time saver. So we'll hit add annotation. We will use a free text box, and I can add a text box anywhere that I need to, and I can put in my pricing for each item. I can go through, fill out all the documents for each piece. I can also come down and I can sign any of these documents that I specifically need to. You can also upload your signature if you don't want to use the one here, and you can create your signature, and you can place that on any document that you want. You can change those sizes, and then you can save these to the server if you want, which will then save it specifically to the bid packet here. So we have done our cover letter. We have done our technical proposal. We've filled out our documents, signed them, and put in our pricing. Now we need to link some past performance to this bid packet. I'm going to go ahead and hit link, and I'm going to link a couple of these. It is now part of this bid packet. Now, all I need to do is go into the email. What we've done is we've created an email body, and there's a reason for this. This is a copy and paste because you are going to email this from your email so that the government is in contact with you specifically. We do not act as a middleman. Once you win a bid, or if they have questions, it's going to go straight to you so that you can be in constant contact. We don't take a percentage of any bids. So there's a couple things. The reason I created this, there's two things I find super, super important. Always asking kindly for confirmation of receipt that they received this email and all of my bid packet and everything is there. I want to get a paper trail, and I want to know that they received it. There are certain government servers that our or certain email addresses will go straight to spam. I have actually lost bids before because my bid packet for the solicitation went to the spam folder of the contracting individual, and we didn't find out it went there until the project had closed. So I always want to get confirmation of receipt, and then I know I can move on to the next bid. The next thing, if you remember when we talked about our capability statement and why it was so important, every time I send in a proposal, I am sending in a capability statement. And I'm asking that contracting officer to keep it on file should the need for my services arise in the future. And what will start happening, guys, is contracting officers will actually reach out to you with jobs, with things they didn't get bids on, with things they need help pricing on. You will actually start building relationships, and they will keep these on file. So whether you win or lose, you want them to have their your capability statement on file. So once again, I will copy this whole email. I will paste that into my email. I will then hit download, and I will download this bid packet straight to my computer. I will then pull the documents that I want out of that bid packet. I will then place them into my email along with that body and email that off to the contracting officer. So this was the brief overview. We just went over exactly how to bid on projects, find projects with SAMstream. Now, also really quick, if you have projects that are not on our site and we have not pulled those for you and you want to bid on something, you can create bid packets for anything that you want. So let's say you have a city job you're bidding on. As long as you have documentation and there's some kind of statement of work or a document that explains what is going on, you can write technical proposals for anything that you want to. All you'll need to do is browse your computer, grab that statement of work, and put it in here, and then you can generate documents. So this is fully versatile. You can create bid packets for anything that you want to, corporate jobs, city jobs, county jobs, any of those things. And we are working on integrating all of those different sites as we speak. We have all of the federal opportunities. We are adding states, counties, and cities as we speak. But right now we have everything federal and some cities. So once again, we went through searching, adding auto searches, looking for pricing, and bidding on those projects. The first time you log into SAMstream, you are going to have to start your free trial to unlock the software. You can book a one-on-one for free at any time to get help getting your account set up and making sure it's fine-tuned. You can also come to our webinar as many times as you want, and you have to reserve your seat for that. We do that every Sunday. And if you need specific help with a project and you want help from top to bottom from a government contracting professional, which is either myself or Andrew, and I've been government contracting for the past 8 years, you guys. I created this software literally for myself in the beginning and then decided to get it out to people. So you can also, for an additional fee, go book over here. Now, you have to start your 7-day free trial to unlock the software. After your 7 days, you guys, our software is month to month, and it's $199 per month. $199 a month unlocks all of the software. You can set up as many searches as you want. You could bid on as many projects as you want, and you can use the archive searches as much as you want. There is no cap on seats. As many people in your company you want to access your software, you just need to share your login credentials with them. This software is completely unlocked, and during the 7 days, it is completely unlocked, and you can use it as much as you want to. Like I said, feel free to reach out to us if you have questions, if you need guidance, or feel free to go book any of these one-on-ones. Thank you guys so much for your time. Go to samstream.ai to learn more. Also, under the Learning Center, we are adding more videos by the day, which break down each specific tab in SAMstream and different government contracting specific lessons. You can always go to the Learning Center. Thank you guys so much for your time. I look forward to serving you as customers. I hope you have a wonderful day, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.